Welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this morning's update, we need to go over what's going on across the markets. First, I'll show you in the update some of the Hinman documents were released to the public. Now, pay very close attention because we did get a little bit of a rally here with XRP, but I'm going to show you the pattern formation, how we're still within the exact same formation. We haven't broke out in any way. We could have actually come up just a tiny bit farther to tap the downtrending resistance line in this formation. But we're going to take a very close look at that as Bitcoin is under 26,000, approaching the 26,700 level. XRP was just over 44 cents. I believe it was right around 44.5 cents. XRP has not met the conditions yet. I've gotten a lot of bullshit in the comments, a lot of hate. Saying, oh, see, technical analysis is wrong. It doesn't matter. Nothing about what I said about the 45% drop has even been met yet. The conditions to signal that haven't even been met. I've shown multiple times we have to break the 2021 uptrend to signal a 45% drop. That is just under 36 cents, so we haven't even hit those conditions yet. We have two support levels still in between when we were at 413 before that could even happen. So I encourage you all, don't just look at the title of a video. You have to watch the video so that the title makes sense. I even say in the title a 45% drop if the 2021 uptrend is broken. I've said it multiple times. So we have to watch that and then pay attention to the XRP ledger. If you do the new update on the XRP ledger, and this is not a joke, if you update your ledger to the newest software, there's a, like I like to call it, a back-end loophole there that the U.S. government can confiscate your XRP right off your ledger if they deem fit. So once again, if you've updated to the latest update on the XRP ledger, there is now a loophole where the U.S. government can now confiscate your XRP if they deem it necessary. So with all this stuff, with this little bit of price action, there's a lot of perpetuated bullshit out there, but what you got in the Hinman documents is nothing more than you already knew. And it's convenient that it comes out right here because this could be a catastrophic moment for crypto if we do end up pushing the next leg. So be very, very careful. Hit that motherfucking like button as it really would help push me through the analytics. If you're watching my content, hit that subscribe button. We're like 5 people away from, 16,300 subscribers. And obviously, stay vocal in the comments, but don't make yourself look stupid. If you're going to comment, make sure you understand what I'm actually saying. But if not, whatever. It causes some back and forth, and that helps with the analytics. Hit that motherfucking like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 9:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So first things first, U.S. dollar currency index has spiked here up 0.41%. It's broke the 103 handle, which of course it would. Of course it would while XRP is finally starting to make a move. But I think this is a lot of perpetrated nonsense, and I think once again, we're not paying attention to the longer pattern formations, and we're paying attention to some short-term bullshit news when we've already found out that we're not going to get a settlement until September at least, at the end of Q3. We already heard this last week, and it was inconsequential. And now everybody's saying, oh, Judge Netmerge, you might be closer to a set. No, she's not. You're still going over the same stuff. This is just the Hinman documents getting released, and now everybody crying foul on YouTube. Even Brad Darlinghouse himself is crying foul. He knows the truth. He's perpetrating a lot of this bullshit. So we're going to see what happens in the days to come. But I'm not feeling so good about this move right now. Look at this golden cross in the 4-hour time frame by the DXY, which we've talked about. The 102.605 level was met, the conditions. Now 103.67. If we break that, then we come up to where I thought we were trying to head up to. That 105.30 and ultimately a retest of this uptrending resistance, this trend line break at around 106.68 is where I think we're trying to go here. And I think that we're right about this inverted head and shoulders here. So we're going to see what happens there, but pay attention to the U.S. dollar spiking right now. Gold Had a retracement as we talked about. I'll be doing silver stacking episode number 10 sometime this week. As gold and silver's had a nice little retracement. Gold's $21 under 2,000. Talked to everybody about how I thought that was a little fake out there, and the U.S. dollar wasn't ready to die. Therefore, commodities would have to come down one more time. Total crypto market cap's down 1.22% to 1.0807. Standard operating procedure here, folks. Daily time frame, and I'm going to continue to tell everybody we've had the bearish cross in the daily time frame. That's a wide margin. We've been rejected right now by the 1.095, which means we should come down to the 1.049 and try to retest that 200-day support down here at about 1.058, if not worse, to 1.049. So pay attention to what's actually going on in the patterns. Bitcoin's down to 26,657, down 1.41%. And XRP was not the only thing running. Algo was running, Matic was running, a few different things were running. Shiba and Doge have had like 20, Shiba had 20 trillion withdrew off the exchanges. Doge similar. I mean, they're big catastrophe looks like it's setting up here with the grimace of positivity out of XRP. Bitcoin at 26,643. We're about to have that bearish cross in the daily time frame, which I've been talking about. I feel like a broken record. And if that happens, I fear we'll come back down to this cup and handle. But we have things that we would have to do first. 25,194 is where I still think we're coming to, especially with the rejection up here. Like it seems we were getting in the smaller time frames. We weren't even able to come up to that 27,850 area. So right now, if we continue to trend down, 25,194 is where we're heading. Unless we can get some big candle here in the daily that can reverse us out of this trajectory, it's not looking great. XRP at 4455, up 0.63%, but we had a much bigger move than that to start. I know we're at the 44.5 cent mark, but we did happen to come all the way up to, what was it, 46.11. So we've had a hell of a retracement already overnight. But, you know, a lot of this is perpetrated on the news that hasn't changed anything, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom line is the Hinman documents, what came out, you already knew. You already knew, and what came out last week was more important than these. The facade, it's down 3.4% from the top already. So that's what's happening right now. But we already know what the Hinman documents. I'll go over some of the stuff that came out in a sec, but I want to do the chart real quick. So XRP. Now, here's what we're talking about. If I go into the all-time chart, XRP, in order to have that 45% drop, and I even shared in my headline, my titles, exactly what would need to happen. We need to break the 2021 uptrend down here at 353, and that would institute a 45% drop to down to 19.1. So that's why I always say it's very important to watch the updates and actually pay attention. Because the information's out here, but we haven't signaled the drop yet. Right now we're just consolidating. We haven't signaled it until we break that 2021 uptrend. That is our condition that has to be met. So that's what's going on with XRP. And if we go back in the shorter time frame, or actually let me go back into the other, the all-time pattern. If you see here as well, this has a chance to come all the way up to this downtrending resistance and get rejected up at 471 or 472. So that's a possibility. Unfortunately, we got rejected at the 46 cent level and came harshly down on the cup and handle, which is something we talked about before the weekend. I just didn't know if we had enough steam to make that move, and it turns out we did. So, and now what everybody's losing their mind over the Hinman documents. So this is what came out. So this is what everybody's seeing, because Jeremy Hogan said, did anybody else reading the SEC versus Ripple order on sealing today think that the language reads as though at least a large portion of the order on summary judgment has already been drafted? Anyone, Bueller? No. See, this is where that perpetuated bullshit by Jeremy Hogan. He knows damn well there's no summary judgment yet. But because of what happened here, all this tells me is they're letting Garlinghouse not put his personal business out there, which to me, this is a redaction that they're making it out to be more than it is. Just listen to what it says. And as to Garlinghouse's compensation, although Garlinghouse is a party to this action, the court finds that both Ripple's business secrecy interest and Garlinghouse's personal private interest justify narrowly tailored redactions to this compensation information, which is minimally relevant to the court's decision on the summary judgment motions. 7th and 8th defendants moved to redact the employment histories of certain non-parties and confidential settlement agreements between Ripple and third parties. The court finds that about these non-parties blah, blah, blah. And the court agrees that the confidential settlement agreement should be sealed because the contents of these settlement agreements have minimal relevance to the summary judgment motions, and Ripple's confidentiality obligations to non-party implicate a competing interest that overcomes the presumptions of public access to these documents. So for Jeremy Hogan to say that's any more than mumbo jumbo, okay, so you don't have to show every single business practice. That doesn't mean they've already tailored a summary judgment. They already said the summary judgment isn't happening until the end of the third quarter. We got that last week at the earliest. I said September. So now everybody's saying the summer again. This is what always happens. That's why I said I don't trust Jeremy Hogan. I don't trust Brad Garlinghouse because they're nothing more than fudsters. And if they would tell me the real news, I might have a little more confidence in them. But once again, because of their perpetration of this horse shit, everybody was probably buying at 46 cents again. Everybody probably bought the run up. And now I'm hoping, beyond hope, that this wasn't the start of the next drop, because now even more people than before are going to be trapped because of that push up. Even more people are going to be trapped because of how convenient the Hinman documents, a portion of it, is at least released what we already knew. Jeremy Hogan talks about that redaction with Brad Garlinghouse's compensation and then some of the minor business practices. I mean, it's all lining up, and I would not be surprised if crypto just had a massive dump and just shredded everybody who got into this yesterday. But for XRP, everybody's going to ask me, first things first, you have to hold the 20-day at 446 so that this doesn't go horribly wrong. Then your first support's 44 cents, second support 432. Then you're right back in the situation we were before if this breaks down. We would once again have to try to hold this 413 level. Otherwise, I'll repeat myself, we come back in the descending triangle, and then that puts us firmly in contention with the 2021 uptrend if that's broken. And that's how you constitute a 45% drop. Only if you break this 2021 uptrend at 352 level, it would signify a 45% drop down to 19.5 cents roughly. Nothing more, nothing less. For everybody who says my technical analysis was wrong, impossible, because the signal hasn't even been met yet. I'm showing you foresight into the future, and I've also been showing you with XRP how in the daily time frame, which nobody seems to want to acknowledge, we've had a bearish cross in the daily time frame. And yes, in the 4-hour time frame, you can see a possible bullish cross starting. In the daily time frame, a slightly higher time frame, we've already had the 20 cross to 50. 20 is about to cross the 100. And if this is rejected, we're going to come back under the 4431. And ultimately, that'll prove the rejection of the 100-day. And if, and only if, we come through the 432 and lose once again the 200-day after a big spike up that far above the 200-day in the daily, that should have been trying to signify a trend reversal. Now, if you see us come back down to the 4346, you know it was nothing more than a trap. Nothing more than Ripple and XRP, Brad Garlinghouse, Jeremy Hogan, and all the rest of the sleazeballs want your exited liquidity. And it's no surprise that all this has happened while the XRP ledger, that news came out that if you update your ledger, it gives the U.S. government the ability to seize your XRP. You heard that here, folks. So, and here's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You can make sure you can make this for what you want, but to me, this is a backdoor, and it's going to allow the government to take your, I don't even trust the ledger now. So a conscientious new feature has been added on all Ledger hardware wallet devices on Tuesday morning. The announcement had crypto Twitter buzzing, although advertised several weeks back in a Wired article. Today's release brought the fire from the crypto community. The feature in question is Ledger Recover, an ID-based private key recovery service, would allow users to back up their private seed phrase directly to their personal identity through 3 different custodians. The service will cost $9.99 a month. What a bunch of horseshit. The seed phrase is a list of words. We already know what that bullshit is. The 12-word phrase recovery, yada, yada, yada. Despite the company adamantly stating that this is a voluntary service and users can continue to back up their seed phrases themselves, Ledger owners are still unsettled over what this means for the hardware wallet company's scrutiny or security. Is there an actual backdoor in the Ledger now, which I believe there is? There's a backdoor now. No way to switch that. This has been done intentionally. The company claims that there's no backdoor on its devices and that this is an entirely opt-in service. That means if users don't opt in, it will have no effect on their Ledger devices. Nicholas Baca, co-founder of Ledger, spoke during blah, blah, blah. He said because nothing will happen because they're all full of shit. The possibility of opting into the services presents its own scrutiny risk. The code path to send private key material over the internet will be on your device, whether you opt in or not, wrote Twitter user. Hackers can take advantage of this and software bugs more likely to leak. Ledger's business's trajectory is one of the wanton disregard for customer safety. Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko weighed in saying he doesn't think much has changed about owning a ledger device, implying that users trust the company not to access their private key. But guys, when you have a private key that can be accessed by hackers, that's also a backdoor for the government to get in. That's what I'm seeing here. Fuck the hackers. I see a backdoor for some confiscation by the U.S. government, so pay very close attention. If you want to trade like I do, trading XRP or your favorite crypto, in the video description below and/or pinned comment, there's two great options. No spot fees on the buy and sell, and you can future short up to 250x long or short the market. That's Mexi and/or BitGet. And then if you want to show me some support, join Tom's Army or send XRP. That's in the video description below and/or pinned comments. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag fight assassin. And remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, what the hell is the point on this journey to 2025? And pay attention to what I said. There's nothing worse than getting it all fucked up because you don't want to listen.